Hello and welcome to Sport This Morning. I'm Cecilia Omogbe.
And I am Tayo Salam. Many thanks for joining us again.
All
right, this is what the show looks like. We're starting off with the AFCON, obviously, the biggest tournament on the continent right now. And on match day 2, it was 1-0 wins all through the day. 1-0 wins for Ghana, Morocco, Gabon, and Guinea. Cecilia, have you ever seen that before?
I haven't seen it. All 4 games played on match day 2 ended by a lone goal. All right, also on the program, attention will definitely shift to Group D today. Super Eagles of Nigeria and the Pharaohs of Egypt will be in action. These two sides are no strangers to each other. They've met 22 times, but the Pharaohs got the upper hand. We'll see what's going to happen today in Garuwa, 5 p.m. Nigerian time.
Can't wait for that one, Cecilia. We're all hoping that Nigeria can begin their campaign to win a 4th AFCON title with a victory over the Pharaohs of Egypt. Also on the program in the NBA this time around, without James Harden, the Nets were beaten by the Portland Trail Blazers. Very, very, very fantastic victory for Portland. It has to be said that Portland were missing 2 players as well, too. Their 2 best players were out as well. So no excuses whatsoever for Brooklyn losing that game against the Portland Trail Blazers. So that's it for the NBA. We're going to be talking about that later on the program.
All right. Yes, it is the Africa Cup of Nations, and we're starting off with what happened on match day 2, where you have all the games ending just by a lone goal. Ghana, not a good start for them, although most of the people in Ghana, journalists and even fans, are not expecting this crop of players to win it, but you expect them to start on a good note. But
they were
brilliance,
It was always going to be difficult. We said it yesterday that was going to be a very, very tight game. And indeed, all of the games ended up being very, very keenly contested. Let's start off with the game between Senegal and Zimbabwe. It ended 1-0 in favor of Senegal. Late strike from Sadio Mane Wells from the penalty spot to earn the Teranga Lions all 3 points in that game. For the Morocco game against Ghana, it was Sofiane Boufal, former Southampton player, that got the winner. That was actually late on in the game as well, too. I'll do analysis of that game shortly as well. The Guinea game against the Malawi ended 1-0 as well, too, in favor of the Silly Nationals. It was left wing back Isiaga Silla that scored the only goal of the game to get Guinea to a winning start, while it was a losing debut for Comoros, the tiny island. They lost against Gabon by a lone goal as well, too. Aaron Salem scored that winner for Gabon. So no Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, no problem for the Panthers.
Because you've got Aaron right there who gave them the victory. Now focus on Zimbabwe and, of course, Senegal. Now, that game, everyone expected it to be 3-0 victory. Yes, that was the expectation. 3 or 4. By the end of the day, the Zimbabweans almost got a point from the favorites.
You know what we say, Cecilia? There are no pushovers again, Cecilia. For Zimbabwe to qualify for the AFCON shows you they're a very decent side. And they proved it yesterday against Senegal. It has to be said that early on in the game, Senegal actually had the better of the exchange. They had a couple of chances. Sadio Mane and the forwards that were not clinical enough for Zimbabwe. Very tactical, very organized. They knew they had the lesser quality, so they had to work really, really hard against Senegal, and they looked like they were going to get a point out of the game until that unfortunate incident very, very late in the game. Injury time. Handball, defender, I don't know what he was doing, but he's ended up costing his team 1 precious point. Of course, Sadio Mane stepped up big time and took the chance.
97th minute. That was when Sadio Mane, cool, calm, collected, converted that penalty, and they gave them all 3 points, which I feel, well, deserved for them.
Deserved.
Well
based on the balance
based
of
on
play.
the balance of play, because they played better, but the goals were not just coming. So they had to take it through the penalty spot. And the other game, of course, that got us talking, obviously, is Morocco and Ghana. It was always going to be a very cagey and tough game.
Yes.
But the first half was boring for me. I didn't enjoy the game.
A lot of the games have been that way, though. I mean,
at least you can expect some breathtaking moments.
No,
but I didn't see that at all in the first half. But it was the second half, towards the 72nd minute.
We saw the first actual meaningful action from the goal. Great save coming from Bono in goal for Morocco. And just when that game was looking like it was going to peter out into a goalless draw as well, Sofiane Buffon took advantage of a mix-up in the Ghanaian defense.
I don't know, they were all over the place, not compact, nothing. They were just all over the place. And they took advantage of their, I don't know, disharmony or disunity. I don't know how to describe that particular moment. And of course, trust Sofiane, he wasn't going to miss from that. So he was able to get that goal. And that was it. The Ghanaians tried their best. That was when they kind of, the coach, I was like, he reminded me of Kenneth Rowe when I was watching the game. So he had to substitute, he had to bring in 3 players.
What was he waiting for?
What have you been doing? So you got these players on the bench, and then you're bringing them in. And then we saw that, yes, those new players actually added some bites to it. And we started seeing the breathtaking moments we were waiting for. But it was too late at that time. And he made 4 substitutions after 82nd minutes. I'm like, what was he waiting for? I mean, we were watching the game. We couldn't see anything. We expected just make some changes and see if you can, add some bites to it. But it was much, much later that he did that. But it was a little too late.
Little too late. So, Cecilia, 4 games are on the second day of the AFCON, are all lone goal wins. And I've heard a lot of people complain about not seeing the excitement at the AFCON. A lot of people complain about boring games because of the...
it's just starting.
It's just starting, and typically, major competitions like this, the first games are always very, very cagey. Like you said, very, very tight. Teams are being very cautious. No one wants to lose the first game, because once you lose the first game, your chances of advancing into the next round are diminished. So you can understand that, but I expect fully going into the second games, we'll start to see a lot more teams expressing themselves, more positivity, knowing fully well then by then that they actually need to go on and win based on the performance in the first game. So I'm not too down on base what I've seen so far. I enjoyed watching the Comoros yesterday. Obviously, they lack in quality, but what they lack in quality, they have in unity, in organization, and a well-coached side. It's quite unfortunate they considered that goal from Gabon. A great goal, by the way, it must be said, from Aaron there, deputizing for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Anyways, second day is gone. It's third day today, and it's all about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Cecilia.
As attention is obviously on the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Algeria will get it started against Sierra Leone, and then you have Nigeria and Egypt, and Sudan and Guinea-Bissau. Now we'll be talking about Nigeria, of course, for obvious reasons. We are all Nigerians, and hopefully the Super Eagles can win. And the media officer will be joining us from Garuwa to tell us more about it. But then let's just take a look at this report. What everyone is looking forward to as Super Eagles begin Nigerians' expectation as Super Eagles of Nigeria begins their campaign in Cameroon.
Players and officials of the Super Eagles of Nigeria arrived at Garuwa International Airport in Cameroon to begin their quest for a 4th title at the Africa Cup of Nations. The Super Eagles will kickstart their campaign against the continent's most successful side at the AFCON, Pharaohs of Egypt, on Tuesday at the Rumde Jah Stadium in northern city of Garuwa. The 3-time African champions have not had a smooth build-up owing to late arrivals to camp by some invited players and last-minute withdrawals of key players to injuries and health issues.
It's a bit worrisome. First of all, the issues we had, changing coach and also not assuring the coach that he's going to be retained even after the Nations Cup. Other cause for worries. The number of players that we couldn't get to the camp, top-class players from Osinye, Igalo, Dennis, cause for worry. And of course, the issue of a few players having to even go back home because of certain incidents, and then others arriving barely 2 days or so to the game. It calls for worry, but I think that by and large they are used to the team. The blending process had been on for a very long time, so it's nothing new. We should ordinarily have had, if we had one full week together, that would have been better. But all the same, the boys are not new to themselves, so I think that we can cope with whatever challenges we have.
There are a lot of challenges, looking at the number of players they were dropped, Osimhen, injury, Leon Balogun. But again, I think the boys are more motivated and the spirit is high. Again, with the new manager, Austin Eguavoen, who understand those boys and again understand Nigerian football. And again, if you look at our group also, the fear factor is Egypt. But again, if you look at current form, aside Salah, I think even in the latest FIFA ranking, we are ahead of Egypt. So for me, if we are more coordinated with discipline and determination, we can achieve success in Cameroon.
These issues have lowered the expectations of Nigerians on the chances of the team to emerge champions at the end of the competition.
I'm not really hopeful, and that's why I feel that minimum requirement to see us get out of the group, beat Guinea-Bissau, beat Sudan, maybe get a result against Egypt. Then we'll see what happens from the quarterfinals. I'm not really hopeful, but I mean, 2013 we also went to the AFCON with about 17 debutants, and we got to the final and won the tournament against Burkina Faso. So impossible is nothing. So I'm not hopeful. I mean, on face value, I look at the team. There's not too much balance, from the front to the back. The spine of the team is missing.
Egypt is not a pushover. Anytime, any day, North African countries give us problem. But I tell you, it's the first game in the group, and it's going to be a tough one. I think it's going to be a draw. I'm looking forward to a score draw, maybe something like 1-1. I expected that they are going to score. I also expect that Nigeria is going to score.
I don't expect really a much perfect performance from the Super Eagles, but I expect them to definitely get something which is very much important. Not a perfect performance, not a perfect. Fine, it has not been a very good preparation till then to tomorrow. But looking at it, I feel I think they should do the job. It will be a very difficult one against the Egypt. They've been one of the best side in Africa, but I feel Nigeria, with the quality we've got, they should be able to upset the Pharaohs of Egypt in that one. At worst, get a draw. If we can get a win, a fantastic offer, but at least a draw in the end of that.
We cannot rule it out that this team doesn't have the chance to win it. What is affecting us is also affecting other teams. We just have to be mindful of our first game, which is against Egypt. Once we're able to win that game, then we are good to go.
The expectations for a fourth title after 9 years means interim Eagles boss Austin Eguavoen will need to weave the magic wand in Cameroon.
Fans, journalists, everyone expecting something really good for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Yes, a whole lot of issues concerning players' late arrival and also the change in coaches. We'll see what's going to happen tonight, 5 p.m. Nigerian time. That's when the Super Eagles of Nigeria will be facing Pharaohs of Egypt in Garuwa.
Right.
We'll see.
So from that report, you can see some of the journalists are
skeptical.
They're keeping it real, being realistic about Nigeria's chances. But trust me, the fans out there don't want to hear anything. They've been engaging, on social media especially. They don't want to hear. Just go out. I don't want to hear stories. That's what they're saying. Just go ahead and beat, because they're waiting. You know how social media is these days. Things can be a bit over the top. I hope, based or depending on the results, we don't get to see too many nasty stuff going on tonight. But we'll see. Fingers crossed you can be a part of the show.
Of course you can. So send us email. sportthismorning@channelstv.com. We'll try as much as possible to read most of your mails. If we can't do that today, tomorrow, obviously, we'll continue with that. It's the Africa Cup of Nations, the 33rd edition. So talk to us and send us an email, sportthismorning@channelstv.com. Super Eagles' chances. Can they beat Egypt tonight? Can they go ahead to win the Nations Cup for the 4th time? Or will Senegal, the favorites for this tournament, be the one to make it? There's so many teams favorites for this tournament. This time around, Cameroon, of course, is a team to look out for. Well, Ghana,
so many
teams to look at. There's Cameroon, there's Egypt. Mo Salah, of course, obviously want to win it.
Yeah.
He's like, according to him, says like the Lionel Messi of Egypt, simply because he has won everything with his club, the league title, the Champions League, but he hasn't won anything for his nation. It's the third time he will be at the Nations Cup. So you expect someone like that to really want to rally around his team to see how far they will go. But then for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, all hopes obviously would be on the striking force that would try to lead the Super Eagles. Yes, they are all rookie. They've never been to the Nations Cup before. But with Coach Austin Eguavoen, who has been there, won the Nations Cup with Nigeria in 1994, and also leading them to winning a bronze medal in 2010. He has done a lot for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. So being with the team and also being the one in charge, you understand what it is, what it means for Nigerians to want to win this cup. And just yesterday, Emmanuel Amunike, his former teammates, visited the camp of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, talking with the player. I mean, that's
they won the
right
cup together in 1994 in Tunisia. So it's good to see Emmanuel Amunike, of course, who's a very good coach in his own right now, going there to just to support the players, a bit of moral support for the team ahead of this very crucial game against Egypt. Cecilia mentioned the fact that the Super Eagles' forward options are rookies in terms of going to the AFCON for the first time. Tawa Wuni, Peter Olainka, there's also Sadiq Umar as well too. But then there's a veteran in there somewhere, in Captain Ahmed Musa. Who's come out to say this is going to be his last AFCON. And wants to sign out or wants to buy out on the very high. And of course, Cecilia is a very tall order. But then it's good to see that Ahmed Musa has got a very clear target. Perhaps that's going to be extra motivation for him. It remains to be seen if he's going to play a starting role for the Super Eagles. Perhaps because of his experience, Eguavoen might just decide to go with him. But fingers crossed that we'll start to find out about that later tonight. Let's take a listen now to the pre-match thoughts of Ahmed Musa ahead of today's game against the Pharaohs of Egypt.
Because this is my last AFCON, inshallah. So as you can see what the head coach say, we are ready. We are just waiting for tomorrow. And inshallah, I know that we're going to end up till the final and win the cup, because everyone knows the importance of winning the trophy.
All right.
Cecilia, last AFCON, wants to win the title. I mean, that'll be a great way to, okay, it says last AFCON, not last game.
No, he said it could be his last AFCON. He used inshallah, so it could be his last AFCON. We've seen players retired and coming back and everything.
You know why? To just pause off for a minute, for a second there, because I know you want to go to the World Cup as well, so at the end of the year. So
talking about AFCON. And AFCON is every 2 years. So I'm wondering why he's saying that. Okay, fingers crossed. We'll see. He's not really saying specifically. It could be his last Nations Cup.
And he wants to win it.
And he wants to win it for Nigeria. We're happy about that. So he's not the only one that is talking this morning also. Maduka Okoye, well, that could be in goal today against the Pharaoh, is also talking ahead of the game.
Personally, I really can't wait. It's the only thing I'm thinking about. And it's the mindset was always great. It's a very good spirit in the camp, and I think everybody feels good and fit. We've been working offensively and defensively, and it's nice because you have a few parts of training and you're not doing always the same thing, and it feels very good. And we do a lot of shooting, and just that we are 100% in front of the goal, but also in the defense 100%. That we need their support. We need all the craziness and all the love from our country, and because we're having a very good spirit, and I think with the 12th man, like 250 million, almost Nigerian, we can get gold, and this is what we want. So we need their support. We need everything they have, so we can give also everything for our country and for our families.
Gold is the target, Cecilia. First time at the AFCON is talking about or thinking about winning gold. That's interesting.
Interesting. I love that level of confidence he's having, because sometimes you just need that to boost your if you win this first game now, for instance, I mean, it's a step forward because Egypt is one of the biggest sides. Yes, everyone is saying the only person they have is Mo Salah.
No,
Remember,
that's not
Egypt
true.
are well prepared because they were at the Arab Cup. So if they were at the Arab Cup, they had time to play against all the bigger teams.
Egypt.
So it was really competitive. So you're looking at Egypt, Morocco, Algeria, Sudan, and Tunisia. So these teams were at Arab Cup. It shows that they are better prepared than any other team.
Than a lot of teams at the AFCON. I was just going to have, before we go on a breakdown, Egypt historically have never really had superstars like the world superstars. Mo Salah is pretty much the first one who is like a renowned world star. But they've always had a great side. Abu-Trika, a lot of the players playing in the Egyptian league, and they're the most successful team in AFCON. So obviously they're doing something right, even though they don't have this renowned world superstars. So I kind of use that one against them at all. It's going to be a very, very tough game tonight or this evening when Nigeria face the Pharaohs.
All right. After this break, we'll continue with our Nations Cup.
Welcome back to Channel Sport. This morning we're continuing our build up to the games for today at Africa Cup of Nations. We've talked about Nigeria. We heard from Ahmed Musa, heard from Maduka Okoye as well, who was expected to be in goal. It's time to hear from one of the players that's likely to be tasked with the responsibility of shackling Mo Salah. Talking about Chidozie Awazim.
In the team right now, everyone is fully focused, and we are a few hours away from the kickoff from our first game. So everyone is focused, everyone is concentrated on the game. It's not going to be an easy game against Egypt. We've got a lot of good players, but we are fully ready to battle against them. And I know that with the effort and with the help of the coach and the Nigerians, I know that we're going to come out with a positive result.
Chidozie Awazim, it'll be very interesting to see if he actually starts tonight or this evening against the Pharaohs of Egypt. Cecilia, it's time to go to Garuwa. We need to go get feelers from the real source. What's going on with the Super Eagles? How are they looking forward to this very important game against Egypt this evening?
It's going to be a very stern test for them. Credentials obviously will be on display. We'll see what Austin Government can do in its very first competitive game back to coaching the Super Eagles of Nigeria. The media officer, Babafemi Raji, will be joining us this morning to talk about this, especially with the arrival of Jamil Collins. He has joined the camp, so we now have 27 players in camp. Femi Raji is joining us this morning from Garuwa. Femi, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Cecilia. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm great. How is Cameroon and Garuwa? How are the Super Eagles ready for this game today against the Pharaohs of Egypt?
Well, Garuwa is fine. We're having breakfast as we speak right now. Just stepped out a bit. We're having breakfast. After breakfast, we have a team talk and teamwork. That will be at 12, and then lunch at 1. By 3 o'clock, we start heading to the stadium. The morning camp is top-notch. The boys are mentally strong and prepared for today's game. Trust me, the entire technical crew, the unity in the team, we dotted the I's, crossed the T's, all we just pray for is what gives us today. We've done everything humanly possible to win this game. And we are sure Nigerians, we will give them that deserved victory. We will beat them.
That's what every Nigerians want to hear, winning the very first game. Now, Jamil Collins has arrived camp. Did he train with the team? Will he be part of the campaign?
Of course, as a member of the squad, he's a squad member. Jamil Collins trained with us yesterday. He joined us in training yesterday evening, and he trained with the team. He's always been an integral part of the team. He was actually excused, and that was why it took long in coming. But right now he's here and fully integrated. You wouldn't know that he's not been with the team since we started camping. He trained well with the team. He took part in the tactical sessions. He already knows. The coach personally called him, told him his philosophy, explained things to him, and what he saw, and then we integrated with the rest of the squad. He's physically fit. We saw the physios assessing yesterday, and I mean, Collins is good to go.
So what was his reasons for coming late to camp? Can we know about that? Because we've been asking these questions for a very long time. Okay, let me take it again.
Personal reasons.
Okay, go on, Femi. Yeah.
Personal reasons, and the coaches personal reasons had to do with himself, the club, one or two other things, and he was officially allowed to take some days off from camp to attend to these issues. So there's no. I don't think we should dwell on what happened. The reasons. The man is here already. Why are we dwelling on? Why are we dwelling on people there? So it doesn't really matter. He's here already and he's here.
That's what is important, right? I'm happy about that. And of course, we're hearing stories about some distractions in camp. What's it really looking like over there?
I don't know what you mean by distractions. Can you explain? I'm the one here.
Yes.
Are the Eagles fully focused?
Are they fully focused? Are they fully focused for this game tonight?
Of course, we are focused. There are no distractions in camp. That's why I want to know what distractions are. If distraction means serenity, if serenity means distraction, if being together in unity means distraction, then okay. Let's be distracted.
Okay, Femi, I like that.
So Femi, before you go, so reports, I don't know, maybe some of these guys are experts in reading body language. That's what they're saying. Some of the reporters on ground are saying from the body language, they're saying from the players, it looks like some of them are not tuned in.
Well, I don't know any of my colleagues in the media that I've seen here that has any degree in psychology. We have someone who has a PhD in psychology, Dr. Emmanuel Pembe, that's his name. So, and it's not by the body language. You can't be taking pictures or doing interviews and reading body language. It's always the same way as a team, we are focused on our focus. Our focus is to beat Egypt today, start off our campaign on a good note, and then go ahead to win the AFCON.
Way to go.
Because way to go. Quickly, before we let you go, Amunike was with the Eagles, when they were training. What did he say to the players and, of course, to Coach Austin Eguavoen and his former teammates?
I just came to, further charge the boys to tell them, come on, guys, you can do it. Talked with Cerezo. They both won the AFCON in 1994, and, even Coach Aloy too. So, talk to the players. They were all excited to see him here. Legend visiting in camp. I will further spur you. And earlier on, it was Kodoji Digalo. We sent in a video. I charged the boys to go all out to win, to beat Egypt today and also win the AFCON. So I think mentally we are strong. Of all 24 teams, I don't see any team that is as mentally strong as the Super Eagles. We are very strong mentally. And that will further charge us to win the AFCON.
All right, all the best to the Super Eagles of Nigeria today when they face the Pharaohs of Egypt. Hopefully, this will begin on a very good note. The Super Eagles seek to win the Nations Cup for the 4th time. Thank you so much, Babafemi Raji, for talking to us this morning.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
All right. So all the issues, all the stories going on around, everyone talking about it. So obviously, there is really just, he said nobody is a psychologist right there.
Yeah, that's why
when you read body languages, whatever it is, he's the media officer and he's telling us this morning, no issues, no distractions. Super Eagles are ready to roll over the Egyptians.
So we'll find out about that when they take to the pitch against Egypt and subsequently against Sudan and Guinea-Bissau. Let's move over now to the other camp. Of course, the Egyptians are looking forward to playing against Nigeria as well too. Carlos Queiroz is their coach, a vastly experienced football manager. He's been speaking ahead of the game. We also get to listen to Mo Salah as well, to embracing the pressure to win his first major title with the Pharaohs.
Of course, it is a pleasure for us to play one opening match against such a great football nation with so many great results. The history of Nigeria in the World Cup speaks for himself.
Of course, it's something make me proud that to have fans all over the world put pressure on you just to perform all the time. But something I love it. You know, in the end of the day, I'm African. But the real pressure really comes from there. That I didn't win anything with the national team yet. I'm sure I'm gonna do it one day. Hopefully this one.
This one? No, not hopefully this one. Maybe the next one. After Nigeria was won.
We need to win a 4th one before Egypt can win the 8th one. Come on, Egyptians, you won it 7 times.
But but the comparison is very, very apt. Messi as well too, until just last year winning the first major with Argentina, the Copa America. So I can see where Mo Salah is coming from there. But like I said, Cecilia, maybe next time out, in a couple of years, Mo Salah will win his first AFCON, or first major with Egypt. Cecilia, so that's it for Nigeria and Egypt. We'll see how it pans out later this evening. I'm not, I'm looking forward to seeing the game. Let's see how it plays out. All right.
Now let's talk about the team that's having the best run, in their history. Algeria, defending champions. They'll also be in action today against Sierra Leone. Yes, you will say Sierra Leone, but from what we've seen with the smaller teams, so to speak, they're not giving chances to the bigger team.
Not at all.
But Sierra Leone, yes, they qualified, but then Algeria obviously on a very good run.
Yeah, so
undefeated in their last 34 international games.
And you saw what they did at the Arab Cup, with with a lot
they took out everyone.
Exactly. And but so far, from the games we've seen at this tournament, no team has been a pushover. No team has been rolled over. All of these small teams, in quotes, we saw how they played their games. Zimbabwe, Comoros, Senegal struggled to win their game. So I'm expecting a very, very difficult game as well for Algeria. But of course, Algeria should go ahead and win this game with players like Yassin Brahimi, right there. We're going to hear from Riyad Mahrez as well too later on. They just seem like as a team, they look the best or prepared for this competition. So, are you going to say something?
No, I was going to say that their Team B won the Arab Cup. They didn't have their star players with them when they won the Arab Cup. So if Team B can win the Arab Cup, what would Team A do at the Nations Cup? When Italy went on their run unbeaten, I think there's 7 games, they went on to win the European Championships. Now, Algeria is on a very good run, 34. We'll see what they can do. Starts today against Sierra Leone. So let's listen to the star player from the team, Riyad Mahrez.
We know how important it is for our people, our countries, and obviously we arrived I think 2 days ago. It's not the same weather and as Algeria or where we were in Doha, so we have to adapt.
All right, that's it for the Nations Cup segment. 33rd edition of the Africa Cup of Nations taking place in Cameroon, AFCON 2021. All right, we'll talk about other sports. There's so many events going on across Nigeria and across the world. First of all, we start with Lagos, where the Lagos State Football Association is organizing a pre-season tournament for clubs featuring in the Nigerian National League, which is the NNL, known as the most important league
you never miss
in the
to
country.
Say that, Cecilia. Most important league. The 2021-2022 season is set to begin next month. And the Lagos State Football says the preseason tournament is a way of preparing the teams in their bid to gain promotion to the Nigeria Professional Football League.
Yeah, participating clubs are Vendresa FC, Ikorodu FC, Sporting Lagos City, Joy Comet, Otoshola FC, Smart City, G12, and Box to Box FC. These are the teams from Lagos that are taking part in the NNL. They will be having this pre-season tournament. So it's going to start January 19th with a final on the 29th at the Teslim Balogun Stadium. So let's listen to the organizers.
So this objective is for you to show the rest of the country that you're getting ready. Let them start being afraid from now. And then when we start the league, by the grace of God, you show your mettle. So we've invited all the NNL teams and added 3 other NNL teams who have shown FA Cup. Sorry, FA Cup. FA Cup team semi-finalists. Sorry, because if you get to the semi-final of FA Cup in Lagos after all the number of teams, it means you have a strong team. I want to test their mettle. So that's why we have put this together.
All right, so that's Sheya Kiyomi right there speaking on the Co-Football NNL preseason tournament, which is built to kick off on January the 19th, featuring all these teams we talked about earlier on. It's good. Nice way to prep for the NNL season, the most important league in Nigeria, in quotes.
As you mentioned, it's going to help them in their bids to get into the MPFL, the top flight.
Yeah, so I'm looking at a couple of teams there that I would like to see, or teams that I feel will be looking to gain promotion right away. Vandresa,
of course,
definitely
obviously.
they're putting a lot of things in place, structures are in place to gain promotion. So very interesting to see how they do in this competition. They already won the FA Cup, so it tells you they're a very good side going into this preseason tournament. All right, that's it for our football on the local scene. Let's go quickly to England and tell you about the FA Cup third-round matchup between Manchester United and Aston Villa. Ended 1-0 in favour of the Red Devils. They've advanced into the 4th round where they've taken on Middlesbrough. Very early striker coming from Scott McTominay. Fantastic.
Future captain.
Yeah, you can say that. I've got a lot of time for McTominay. I know United fans don't really rate him that highly, but I think he's a very good player, very decent squad member that can come in and do a job. And it's shown in the past as well, too, that he's got quality as well. So technical ability is not too bad as well. So anyways, his goal was enough to give United a 1-0 win over Aston Villa. Cecilia, United once again didn't play well. I can't remember the last time I saw a convincing United performance. But they're winning these games, which is all that really matters.
And Running said these signs of improvement.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. So quickly, just run them through the 4th round fixtures for you, right?
Yes,
Chelsea against Plymouth. You have Crystal Palace and Hartlepool United, Everton, Brentford. You also have Liverpool and Cardiff City will also be in action. Manchester City and Fulham. You mentioned Manchester United and Middlesbrough. Nottingham Forest and Leicester City. Southampton and Coventry. Tottenham and Wigan Athletic. And Wolverhampton and Norwich City.
So those are your 4th round fixtures in the English FA Cup, the oldest cup competition in the world. All right, guys. Let's move on now to our tennis
saga.
Yeah.
Novak Djokovic, Australian
It's still a saga, right? It's still a saga, right?
It's still because according to the government, they said, okay, in Australian Open, no one is bigger than the Australian Open, and the government still reserve the rights to send him out of Australia and not let him play.
Yeah, so but we're seeing pictures coming right there from Melbourne, where Novak Djokovic is on court already and is training to win a 10th Australian Open title and a 21st major. Cecilia, this guy is an absolute animal. Mentally, he's probably one of the toughest sportsmen ever. He's had to deal with a lot growing up. He's had to deal with wars growing up. I mean, so I don't think this little detention...
it's going to make him better. It's going to make him more motivated to win his 10th title in Australia and also his 21st Grand Slam.
I think it's added fuel for him. Added fuel for him. No doubt about it. I think we all want to see Novak Djokovic play this competition, especially if... all of the issues are resolved as soon as possible. I think it's been resolved already as well. So I think he will play. I'll be very surprised at this point if any other thing happens. Anyways, let's get reactions coming from Melbourne. Let's listen to what they have to say on this Novak Djokovic saga. Obviously, some are in favor and some are against the decision to let Djokovic into the country without being vaccinated. No harm, Cecilia. I mean,
yeah.
It seems sensible, right?
It's sensible. He's just coming to play.
He's coming to play. He's going to have to follow the other protocols which are still in place in Australia. That's COVID protocols and everything. I think it should never have gotten to this stage.
It shouldn't have.
I don't understand the force about the whole thing right from the start. It's been very shambolic as well to the treatment of the world number one tennis player. They could have handled it better.
It could have been better, and he's not the only one. It's just because he's a high-profile player. That's why his name is everywhere. Renata Varankova, for instance, she was also in that same hotel.
She got on the next plane home.
She's going to because she's a double specialist. So obviously she's not going to be playing. So she entered Australia just like Djokovic, medical exemption, only for her to get there. She was detained, in that detention center. That's what they call the place, the hotel, same hotel with Novak Djokovic. So she is not going to be playing at the Australian Open. Also, I mean, she was questioned for 6 hours for her visa, and you're asking. Yeah, maybe the organizers and the Australian government are really not in sync concerning players coming into Australia to play the Australian Open.
Yeah.
So we'll go on a break.
Yes.
And we'll come back. The NBA will get our attention.
I cannot say that it's anger, but I'm really sad that this happened, if I imagine, it's one of the biggest tournament, Grand Slam. I prepared, and you go there, and then these things happen. You can't even imagine that it's possible in 21st century to happen, in this country. They kind of escorted me from official hotel, because before I was playing a tournament, so I stayed in an official hotel for tennis tournament. So they came actually to my hotel room during the day, and they escorted me to some place like a police place. So it was really formal, and I didn't expect this.
All right, it's really painful. She left Australia for hometown in Czech Republic on Saturday. She didn't appeal a visa, so she had to go. Now, she's ranked 82nd in the world in doubles. She's won 11 doubles titles, including getting to the semifinals of Wimbledon in 2017.
So Cecilia, so that's one. She's obviously visibly very, very sad about the whole situation. But for whatever reason, she decided not to fight her case like Djokovic has done.
Funny thing is that she played in a tournament in Melbourne.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, she went back home. Then coming back and you had to go back.
It doesn't make any sense. It's been an absolute mess, the handling
why I said the whole thing
of this situation. Anyways, let's leave the tennis courts now to the basketball courts and give you updates coming from the NBA. 7 games were played this morning, and we have the results for you, starting with the Bucks losing against the Charlotte Hornets for the second straight time. Terry Rozier and LaMelo Ball were the stars of the show for Charlotte in that victory. The Pistons surprisingly as well defeated the Utah Jazz. Didn't see that one coming. Cade Cunningham scoring 18 of his career high 29 points in the third quarter. They actually came back from 22 points down in that game. So disappointing loss for Utah right there. The Celtics defeated the Pacers 101-98 in overtime, while the Knicks also prevailed over the San Antonio Spurs 111-96. RJ Barrett with 31 points in that game. The Houston Rockets still kind of buy a win right now, still very much grounded. They lost against the 76ers from Philadelphia 111-91. Joel Embiid with 31 points and 8 rebounds. 7 straight games now for Joel Embiid, where he's at 30 games or more. The Kings lost by a point against the Cavs, 109-108. Painful loss. Sacramento have lost 5 in a row now. And while last but not least, the Blazers defeated the Brooklyn Nets 114-112. 08. And Fernie Simmons, once again, shining. 23 points and 11 assists for the Portland Trail Blazers, who are short-handed at the moment because there's no Damian Lillard and there is no, what's the name of our guy now? CJ McCollum.
CJ McCollum.
Yeah,
okay.
Those two are still missing. And they somehow found a way to beat the Brooklyn Nets, despite the fact that Kyrie Irving started the second game of the season for Brooklyn. He finished with 22 points, while Kevin Durant led all scorers with 28 points. He also grabbed 10 rebounds. Let's take a listen, get a post-game thoughts of KD and Kyrie Irving.
First, I gotta catch my wind. 39 minutes tonight. Just kind of not being thrown back out there, but just trying to catch my wind. Just a few deep breaths, get my legs underneath me in that fourth quarter. I had a few good looks, just going to my pull-up, but I got to be attacking the rim more and just finishing over top of contest. I got my shot blocked a few times tonight, good contest. It felt like I made a few good moves, but now just getting back in that NBA action of that athleticism and catching up to that speed, that's really what it is at this point, I feel.
I mean, it was 104, 101, and they hit 3 huge, deep threes. I think that was a game. When it was 101, 104, I think Covington hit that deep one at like the hash. Then Ben McLemore hit 2 tough ones. That's a backbreaker no matter if you flew 6-hour flight or not. You know what I'm saying? You got to give him credit for knocking those shots down.
Credit to the Blazers for knocking those shots down, and that's why they lost the game against, they won the game against the Brooklyn Nets. KD just admitting that there's not much you could do about when players are knocking down difficult shots.
It's hard to actually control them, despite being short-handed with your star players not really playing. And it's only James Harden that is missing on the side of net. So Blazers obviously deserve that victory. Top performance now, the star players who put up some numbers on the night. You got
just the 2 players, starting with Joel Embiid. The Cameroonian center was awesome.
Yeah.
Like I said, he finished with 31 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists.
Against the Rockets, you can't buy a win.
Yeah, 7th game where he's at 30 points or more. So he's on a tear right now. Take about wherever you are, Joel Embiid. And last but not the least is RJ Barrett of the New York Knicks, 31-3-4. As the Knicks defeated the San Antonio Spurs 111-96.
All right, before we go to the papers, I'll just take one email coming from Ejike Eze. And Ejike Eze says, I'm very excited about the AFCON 2021 opening games. The quality of football was very decent. The pitch is comparable to what you get anywhere in the world.
Absolutely.
The only minor downside is the technical issues with the broadcasting stream. I look forward to a good tournament. And about Djokovic, he's congratulating Djokovic for pushing to prove his eligibility to play in Australia. Moral of the story, according to him, fight for what you believe.
Absolutely spot on.
Yeah.
That's what Djokovic has done, and that's why it looks like he'll be defending his title in a couple of days from now. Let's take a look at the papers. Obviously, headlines dominated by the Super Eagles game against Egypt later today. Maduka Okoye, we need Nigerians to be our 12th man. We're starting with Complete Sports, not Sporting Sun. We'll get to Sporting Sun shortly, but Complete Sports, Maduka Okoye is talking, and he says we need Nigerians to support us. Of course, Nigerians will be supporting here at home and in Garuwa. So we'll see how that pans out. So you can always be assured about Nigerians' support for that game. Anyways, we still have Sporting Sun.
Let me just go to Sporting Sun. Maybe you go back to Sporting Complete Sport later. Sporting Sun, right here, I've got that one here. Egwavon boast, we are ready for Pharaohs. Says, I'm not after personal glory. Okay. All right. Igalo, sorry for AFCON no-show. He actually sent a message to the Super Eagles of Nigeria, prompted them to go ahead and win the title. Atlas Lions turned Black Stars. Yeah, I was very stunned. They were a better team. Oyenkuru concedes striking role to Awoniyi. Okay. LMC banishes Tornadoes to Abuja, gets 5.5 million naira fine. Interesting. Iheanacho gives Super Eagles selection headache. What was that about? Well, find more from Sporting Sun. And another one, PSG submits contract offer to Rudiger. I thought Rudiger wants to go to Real Madrid. From all indication right here from Sporting Sun.
He'll go to anywhere where he can get the best deal.
He's looking for the money?
Come on, this is his last big contract. Yeah, so he's got to get
payday check.
Yeah, he's got to get enough money to move.
Okay, do you want to go back to Complete Sport?
Carry on Sporting Life.
Sporting Life is next. Sporting Life, yes, that's the next paper right now. We're done with Sporting Sun. Sporting Life is next. And Sporting Life here, you have a 3 points or nothing. That's Eguavoen to Nigerians, 3 points or nothing. And Maduka Okoye said, weather cannot stop us. Okay, canvases for Nigerian support. He had that same story in Complete Sports. Salah eyes first win against Super Eagles. Yes, since Mo Salah has been playing for the Super Eagles, we've never lost to them. Remember in Asaba where Paulo Nuachu scored that second fastest international goal against Egypt. It was a friendly in 2019. This is my last AFCON, says Musa. Yes, yeah. Moses Simon ready to play anywhere for Nigeria. And Napoli is demanding 37 billion naira from Chelsea for Osimhen's move. Will this happen?
Let's go to Complete Sports now to wrap up the show. Ronaldo instructs agent to find him a new club. So fast. All right. Osimhen wishes Eagles good luck against Egypt. Iwobi is talking as well. We're expecting a very difficult game against the Pharaohs. Musa, this is my last AFCON. Go boys, make us proud. That's a message coming from Odion Igalo to the Super Eagles ahead of their game against Egypt tonight or this evening. Moses Simon, our focus is on the game, not Mo Salah. Spot on. That. Got to focus on the team, not on one individual player. But obviously, I'm sure the coach would have a little special treatment for Mo Salah as well, because we know he's a danger man.
Who is going to guide him?
Fingers crossed.
God who's the God.
I was in. We're ready to battle Egypt, and says togetherness will help Eagles go far.
Yeah.
Arsenal are ready to break the bank for Vlahovic. Yeah, Arsenal be needing to get a proper striker in, because seems the days of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang as a gunner definitely numbered.
All right.
That's it for the show, Cecilia. That's it for the show. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully the Super Eagles can make everyone happy later this evening, so we can come back on the show tomorrow with big smiles on our faces.
Bigger one, that
right.
Thank you all for watching. I'm Cecilia Mogbe. See you tomorrow.
I am Tayo Salam. Enjoy the rest of your day.